Thank you, love. Hello, everybody. Oofda. Just getting the fan set up because it is hot. Okay, and now my phone is going all wonky. Okay, let's see. La 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 da da dun da da dun da da dun. Ba da ba da ba. I don't know why I'm at that angle. Oh, you can see my gang. That's Daryl, Butternut, and Windsor. Windsor. He likes to accompany me on camping trips and stuff. So, hello everybody. Let's see if I can get this rolled. All right. We are in need of an upgrade, I think. But, there we go. Yay! Hello everybody, welcome. Welcome to another Monday Mini Medicine Card Readings. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman and the owner of Perching Wolf Studios, upon whose Facebook page or YouTube channel you are watching this on. Hey Jefflin, I hope you're doing well. Come on in, say hi, and the first 6 people to comment yes will get a 1-card reading. Hey Jefflin, I hope you're doing well. I know you are under the weather, so to speak. So, if you're new here, oh, we've got an assistant coming up. Come on, come on. Come on, Missy. Come on. We may be joined in a minute. All right, so Jefflin's a yes. Amanda is a yes. All right. So I am going to light me a candle and some sage. Do a little smudging of my deck. All right, Jefflin, I'm so sorry. I will read your PM soon. I did see where I did get the one that you sent me the other day. Okay, so Roulette and Joe, you are on the list. One, two, three, 4. We have 2 spots left. Anybody has joined us that would like a 1-card reading, please comment yes in the comments. We have 2 spots left. Meanwhile, I am lighting some sage. It's so funny how sometimes sage will just take off. Other times it will take forever to start burning. Come on, little sage stick. Burn, little sage stick. Burn, burn, burn. Oh yes, thank you, Valerie, for the reminder. And so, of course, this video and my videos are free. I only ask as a suggested energy exchange that you please share my videos. So, no money need, trade hands, whatever, but I ask if you would kindly share my video. So, I wish I had sprinklers. Awesome. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for sharing. All right. And now that my sage took a long time to start, it is, because I got a fan going here, it's probably going to burst into flames at any moment. I'm just going to smudge my cards. Smudge, smudge, smudge. We like to smudge. Smudge, smudge, smudge. But then I think I'm going to put the sage on the floor, so it's not getting all of that air coming at it. Perfect. All right, so welcome again. I will introduce myself again because a lot of people have joined us since I did that the first time. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our weekly Monday night mini medicine card reading. And I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to do readings with the medicine card deck. All right. So Nancy wants a reading too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one spot left. One spot left. If there's anyone out there that hasn't asked already that want a 1-card reading, just simply comment yes in the comments, and we will take care of you. All right, so what we do here, if you're new, I do readings with the medicine card deck, working with the totem animals, and like I said, the first one I'm going to do will be I'll pull 1 card for everybody, regardless of if they get a personal reading or not. And then I will do 6 1-card readings where we have 1 spot left for whoever would like it. And know that even if you do not get, okay, I'll put Valerie down with parentheses in case if there's nobody else. Thank you, Valerie. That is very kind of you. I appreciate that. What was I saying? Oh, so even if you don't get a personal reading, pay attention to the different cards, what is said, what resonates with you, because even though it may be focused at a specific person, you might hear things I say, phrases or words that kind of pique your attention, like all of a sudden you feel a little dinging in your heart, or a little fluttering or something, or some resonance, and know that that is because that message is for you as well. The universe speaks to us all the time in every possible way that it can. And if you're watching this, even if a card is meant for someone else, if the reading or part of the reading resonates with you, take that as your guidance as well, because you're still watching this, you're perceiving this, even though it may not have been meant for you, you're aware of it. And in your world, you are the hero of your story, and we are all bit players. We are all just supporting actors. So the fact that you hear something and it resonates means it's for you. Okay? So I'm just going to pull 1 card as a general card to see who is going to be playing with us, all of us in general. Oh, I have 2. Okay, we'll do 2. Ha! That's an interesting 2. Okay, so 2 cards jumped out instead of 1. So this is for general. This is for everybody, regardless if you get a personal reading or not. And the 2 cards that came up, one reversed, one right side up. Whoa, my light just shifted. Bear and lizard. I need to see if I can tighten this thing up. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah. All right. So the general reading for everybody is bear and lizard, as if you didn't know which one was which. Lizard and bear. So bear is about introspection. So this is very appropriate to everything that's going on in the world right now. Bear is about going into the darkness, going into the cave. Exactly, Amanda, 2 ways of dreaming. Bear is like turning off the outside world, going within, going into the darkness, into the cave, which is the womb of the Earth Mother. This is returning to the womb, turning to the darkness, and it's the darkness of that womb that contains every possible reality. Every possible future lies ahead of you. Infinite number of choices, infinite number of tomorrows are a buffet laying before you that you get to decide. The thing is, the fact that lizard came up with bear. Lizard is the dreamer. Lizard is the manifester. Lizard is the one that sits in the sun all day long, dreaming, daydreaming, creating, manifesting. And so these two together, it's like we're in the dark, but we're not activating what the darkness is for. Does that make sense? So it's like we're all finding ourselves in some form of darkness. We're all finding ourselves in that in-between place, right? Like today, specifically on the Mayan calendar, is the day out of time. It's like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's on the calendar. It's like the day before their new year, but they only have the calendar goes up till yesterday. So this is technically a day between time. So this is a day of infinite potentiality. That's where we're sitting. But rather than taking advantage of that, taking advantage of the potency and the potentials and taking our power back, it's like we're falling into old patterns of fear and doubt, like, oh my God, what are they going to do to us? Oh my God, playing the victim, when you are the one who dreams your future into existence. The power is within you. There is nothing anyone outside of you can do to change who you are or what you do. You are the creator of your reality. You are like I said earlier, you're the hero of your own story. Everyone else are just bit players. Yeah, I don't remember pulling Lizard on a Monday night either, really. But, you know, Lizard is that ability to dream the future, to visualize the future, to make it, you know, to anchor our intentions in the future. Again, playing with that idea of the dark and setting our intentions, the darkness, when there is no clear path ahead, it is time to rest. And it's like, I've talked about this before in the episode 1 of Star Wars, what is it, The Phantom Menace? When Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Liam Neeson is the other more experienced Jedi, and they're chasing Darth Maul, and they get separated. Like an energy field comes up between the Jedi Masters and Darth Maul, and so there's nothing they can do. Obi-Wan, the less trained, less practiced Jedi keeps pacing back and forth, and like just roar, like wanting to get at Darth Maul, right? And it's like he's just expending this energy, and he's getting caught up into the frustrations and the anger. Whereas Liam Neeson's Jedi character, I don't remember his name, the character's name, with nothing to do, no way to step forward, he sits down and he meditates. He regroups. He aligns with spirit. There's nothing to do. He turns within. That's what we are doing right now. There is so much confusion right now. There are so many variables up in the air right now that we aren't sure what to do, how to move forward. So this is the time to rest, to nurture yourself, to seek alignment, to seek your own frequency, to connect to spirit, whether it's meditation, yoga, tai chi, reading, singing, whatever it is that aligns you. Do that now, because we need to regain our own sense of power. We're not in control of what happens in the entire world, but control isn't really the right word either. But you can have so much more of an effect on your corner of the world, because it's about frequency. When you move into alignment with your higher self, with your spirit, you draw into your experience those that are vibrationally resonate with where you are. And so by staying in alignment and daydreaming about what it is you want to find, using that formula of gratitude, even if you haven't experienced something yet, that's what draws it to you. And that's what we need to be doing now. There's nothing, the future we want is on the other side of that energy field. It's time to go within. It's like we're going within, we're in the dark, we don't know what to do, but we're running around like crazy trying to figure it out, trying to change things with actions, when it's actually dreaming and alignment that changes things. The other aspect of Lizard is that in order to get there, we may need to sacrifice things, okay? The thing is that what you may need to sacrifice may be only temporary, like the lizard losing its tail to the predator. It's a part of him. It grows back. And so in these times, you might have to give something up. You might have to sacrifice something. But if it is truly a part of who you are, it will come back. You can't lose anything that is who you are. You can't lose what you are and who you are. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Yes, Amanda, slow down and dream. Dream, 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 dream. All right. So that is for everybody. That is the guidance for everybody this week. Just relax. Gather your courage in the darkness to dream, to daydream about your highest, bestest future. And here's the thing, take everybody else out of the equation. Don't start going, oh, well, that would be nice, but, and don't let someone else rain on your parade, because it's not up to anyone else what you experienced in this world, in this life. There's nothing anyone can do to keep you from experiencing your highest and best. Nothing. Alright? Alright, Jefflin, my friend, let's see who's coming to work with you this week. I need some big medicine for you. Alright, they're telling me to reshuffle. Alright, we're gonna reshuffle. Reshuffle. Alright. Jefflin. Alright. Jefflin, the one that came up to help you is alligator. That is big medicine. Alligator, number one, alligator is about integration. Alligator floats just below the surface of the water with just her eyes above, and her eyes are on the side of her head, so she can see a complete 360 degrees around her. This seems to be the theme tonight, that whole thing about being the center of your reality. She is the center of her reality, and she sees, unlike us who have scattered, fractured consciousnesses, or, we have our social life over here, our work life over there, our family life back here somewhere, and we don't know how they all fit together. Alligator is about seeing every piece of the puzzle. She sees the whole panorama and how everything fits together. So she's not fragmented, she's not fractured, she has a whole vision of where she is. And again, she is the center of her world. She can literally see the world revolving around her. And so she knows that no matter what the world is reflecting around her, that she is the common denominator, right? It's like, for example, okay, this is a weird example, but I'm going to go with it. So I have very eclectic taste in music, right? My playlist on Spotify can be listening to anything from Elvis to Sons of the Pioneers to Mongolian metal music to traditional Chinese music to 80s country music. And so there's this wide variety of things that in other places are totally separate, but they're all together on my playlist. I am the common denominator of all these various things. You are the glue that holds your world together. You are the thing that keeps all these separate, varied, and diverse things connected. Does that make sense? So you're integrating, your things are lining up. It might not feel like it as things are kind of whirling around. It can be kind of feeling caught in the storm, but you know, alligator also, being a water creature, actually, Amanda, Johnny Cash and Led Zeppelin are both on my playlist as well. Alligator can sink beneath the water, can come back up. If it's stormy on the surface, alligator can sink below. They go with the flow. They can swim under something, they can go over something, they can swim around something. They're never caught. They always have a way out. And, you know, water represents the emotional realm. And so, this shows your dexterity is the word that comes into my head. I don't think I've said that since I used to play D&D, but that dexterity and the adaptability and the movability, being able to adapt, which is actually really interesting because being able to adapt, alligator has been around for millions and millions and millions of years unchanged. That's how well she is suited to her environment. That's how well she adapts, because she has been able to survive all these countless millions of years without changing her form. So that shows your adaptability, rolling with the flow. And yeah, sometimes the waters are mucky or muddy. Sometimes they're still, sometimes they're rough, but you have it all under you. I'm not going to say you have it all under control because you don't control the waves, but okay, this is a great, and this goes exactly with what I was saying earlier. You can't control the storm, you can't control the waves or the flow of the river, but you can control who you are and where you are within all of that. So it doesn't matter what's going on the surface of the water. If you need to, you can dive lower. So you are able to adjust appropriately to whatever conditions you find in the world. You are the master of your own life. The other thing about alligator that I like to bring up is that, and this fits with tying in bear and lizard that came up. Look, we've got another lizard here, right? That darkness, that womb, where we tend to think fear. We tend to have fear come up, and doubts, and because we don't know what's going to happen, and so we're taught to expect the worst case scenario. But what if everything works out better than you could have imagined? Right? Like I said, in that darkness, every possible reality exists, including the one where you come through your current challenges with flying colors, the healthiest you've ever been, the happiest you have ever been. That future exists. Amanda, you crack me up. Alligator abides. Dude. And the other aspect of alligator that I think is so important is she is, like I was talking about, the womb, the cave as the womb. Alligator is one of the best mothers in the animal kingdom. She not only protects her nest, protects the eggs from predators, She actively turns the dirt in the nest to nurture the eggs so that they get equal amounts of heat from the sun and coolness from the earth. She's a hands-on mother. And as the bear in the cave, as the womb, it's like you're in the egg. And mother, cosmic mother alligator has you. She is turning that nest, maybe in the egg because you don't have a sense of up or down. Things are dark. It might feel like you're being tossed around, but you're being held, you're being protected, you're being nurtured. You are safer when you are in your mother's womb than at any other time in your life. And right now you are in the cosmic womb of the cosmic mother. You are safer now than you have ever been. Okay? And when the babies hatch, alligator actually takes them in her mouth, takes them to the river and teaches them how to swim. And then the babies stick around. You'll have families of alligators on the riverbank. And along with that, and I just got chills, so I know this is appropriate for you. Alligator, like I said, having survived for millions and millions and millions of years, being this earthy, mothering reptile like the snake in the Garden of Eden, she is an unbroken line of the divine earth mother wisdom and energy. I know you're having some physical challenges. And I don't want to discount those. I don't want to, this is no way in saying, buck up, you'll be fine, playing it off or anything. But I think all the downtime right now, going into the darkness, is such a potent time and opportunity to delve into that ancient, primal, divine, feminine nature within you. I think you're meant to bring that forward into the world. And the universe will go to great lengths to make us rest, to make us stop, to make us pause. And it might not make sense, like, well, why would the universe do this to me, or whatever. And I'm not I really seriously am not trying to downplay the pain or the suffering or anything like that. My heart just goes out to you. At the same time, I know there's something deeper going on here below the physical challenges, below the pain, below all the other things that are going on. And you are being held by the mother. You are being held by Mother Goddess. And that's the other thing about Bear. Bear is the original deity ever worshipped by humans. Bear is the original Mother Goddess. So you are in good stead. You are being held. You are being protected. You are being guided. You can trust that. Okay, my friend? I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. And I will read your private message when we get done with this, and I will respond. I promise. Okay? So my heart goes out to you. I send you love and healing. And I hope you are well soon. Okay? All right. Amanda is next. Oh, and there's Waylon Jennings. You're so welcome, Jacqueline. Waylon is also on my playlist. as I think of it. Amanda, light up my life. Fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. All right. And Mongolian throat singing, and the monkeys, and
does Dee Dee want a reading?
I don't know.
I guess she's on there.
Oh, I don't see her on there. So, pardon me while I speak to my off-camera person. So, if anyone has come in since we started, just a reminder, I ask that if you can, to please share my video. That's my suggested love donation. And we potentially have one spot left, but if someone wants to, if anybody wants a one card reading that isn't getting one yet, just comment yes. Dee Dee, I guess you're on. I don't see you on there, but Valerie said you were, so if you would like a card, we can surely do that for you. All right. Amanda, light up my life. Let's see who will light up your life this week. Haha! All right, Amanda. Okay, maybe I will. You want to hear some Mongolian throat singing? Maybe I can pull some up while I'm doing your reading. Yeah, the Hu. Spelled H-U. As a Mongolian metal band. But I'm going to see if I can bring some up on my laptop and play it in the background while I'm doing your card, Amanda. Okay. Can you hear that? That's Mongolian throat singing. And Amanda, you got the wolf. It's so funny, Roulette just said the wolf song gets played. So, wolf is the teacher. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Wolf is the teacher. Wolf is the adventurer. Wolf is the explorer. In the pack, there's always scouts that go out ahead of the pack. The trailblazers, the ones that get the lay of the land and then come back to the pack to tell them what they have found out. They are the educators. They're the trailblazers. So this is you being out in front of the wave with the courage to explore things that other people won't, and to come back and give people the wisdom they need as far as how to navigate the world. So this shows, and that's why you always stand out from the crowd, because you are not meant to be, you're a part of the pack, but you're always on the front fringes of the pack. Always a little bit different, always a little bit further along than everybody else. You always see things a little bit differently. You always have a different perspective of things to bring back to those that you love. The other thing about wolf, you know, canines tend to be seen as masculine, right? So you've got the masculine wolf, and where does he get his power? Grandmother Moon, the divine feminine. So wolf is an example of that perfect balance of masculine, feminine. Wolf is inspired by Grandmother Moon, by the divine feminine, and then makes manifest in the physical world through his actions what that inspiration is that comes through. So this is being guided by your heart. This is the perfect combination of mind and heart. Being guided by the mind, being guided by the heart, and the mind fulfilling what the heart needs to do, if that makes sense. You're also a guardian. All canines, that is one of their main goals, the guardian and the protector. They are guardians and protectors. They will walk with you through the fires of hell, you know. They will guard you with their lives. What else? There was something else I was going to say about wolf. It's also, I keep thinking of that book, the Women Who Run with the Wolves. I haven't actually read it, but it's on my list of things to read. But it has wolf. When you think of the wild, when you think of the woods, the wild, wolf is the one, at least in my mind, that comes up first. It's kind of like the guardian of the wild, right? And so it's about getting more in touch with that primal, what did, my ex-wife used to talk about the sloth woman. I think that's what she called. That primal, not sloth as in slow and lethargic, but like the primitive. There's this, okay, so Amanda, for you, there is this, I don't know if you've heard this song, but look up on YouTube, Savage Daughter. That is the epitome of what I'm feeling for you. It's time to reclaim that wildness. Reclaim that primal connection to the earth and all living things. And go howl at the moon. Connect to Grandmother Moon. I think we're almost to a new moon, aren't we? I'm not sure, but I think it would be really powerful for you to go outside at night and connect to Mother Moon. Do a drawing down of the moon. Feel the moon in your heart and allow her to inspire you to action. Okay? Wow. Major chills there. Yeah, the new moon. I thought we were in the new moon. So I can probably plan on not getting a lot of sleep in the next couple of days. Always affects me. Thanks, Elizabeth. So there you go, Amanda. I hope that is helpful. Roulette, you are next. You're welcome, Amanda. Alright, who's coming for roulette? Not coming for. You're gunning for a who's coming to walk with Roulette this week? So Roulette, my friend, you got the same as Jeff Flynn, but in reverse. So let the storm rage. Okay, now I'm going to start thinking, let it go, let it go. Whatever is happening in the outside world is not your responsibility. The new moon is on the 27th, 28th. Thanks, Elizabeth. Roulette, whatever is happening in the outside world is not your responsibility. Let it go, let it go. Bum, ba da ba 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 bum. I love Idina Menzel is on my playlist as well. Oh, okay, Valerie is giving up her spot for Elizabeth. Let me make a note quick. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your reading, Roulette. Yay! Yay! Okay, so Roulette. It should I'm trying to put words to what I'm feeling. There's a lot of stuff going on around you, outside of you, and it's like the frustration of not being able to sort things out, to make things happen, to make things work the way they're supposed to work. The reason it's frustrating is because that's not your responsibility. You're not meant to hold the world together. You're meant to be in the center of the world, watching the world. It's like the Serenity Prayer, right? How does the Serenity Prayer go again? About the serenity to let go of the things that you can't control, the courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's kind of like that's what's going on for you. Ride out the waves by running around, it's like splashing around in the water, trying to change things, or even like trying to flatten out the waves. But like Ellen Watts says, you can't flatten the waves with a flat iron. You just create more waves. And I think I mentioned this a little bit ago. I recently took a class with John Lockley. He's a shaman from South Africa, and he was telling us about how we pulse. You know, you think about the ripples on a pond, but like we pulse, like our heartbeat. And those are the ripples going out from us. And that's where you need to focus. Focus on the energy that you're putting out into the world, not the energy that's coming at you from the world. Because ultimately, the energy coming from the world at you is reflecting Jefflin, we'll talk. We will talk, my friend. And so rather than, and it's kind of counterintuitive, because as things are falling apart, it's like, I gotta do something. And all that's doing is sending more waves and more ripples of frustration, of anger, of disillusionment into the world. And then that is what comes back to you. So it's time to go inward. Remember the first two cards I pulled, the bear and the lizard. Again, you got a giant lizard here trying to kind of hit home the point that you are the center of your reality. You can do more for yourself and others by finding that serenity inside of yourself, going within, finding the peace and the calmness and the love and the connection, and consciously breathe that into your world. Send those waves out consciously, intentionally, mindfully. And it might take a little bit for the waves to come back, just like a boat creating waves going to the shore and coming back to the boat. It might take a little bit of time to come back to you, but eventually you'll get through that, the wake of the boat, and things will calm down. Draw on the goddess, draw on the divine feminine. Rather than seeing everything as disconnected, see everything that's happening as symptoms or as effects of the same, not source as in source, but as effects of the same thing. That all these separate, like if you were sick, like there's different symptoms for specific illnesses. And if you were to look at each symptom separately and try to diagnose from just the separate symptoms, you drive yourself crazy. But it's the bigger picture as you're sitting, floating in the middle of the river, looking at these different symptoms around you, different aspects, different situations, and realize that they're all part of the same thing. The bigger picture makes more sense. So the only way out is through, and the only way through is in. Okay, my friend? I hope that makes sense. All right, Joe, you are up. I haven't seen you for a long time, Joe. I hope you're doing well. And as a little self-promotional thing, Joe, if you were still interested in mentoring, let everyone else know that I do one-on-one mentoring, teaching shamanic techniques, shamanic journeys, different aspects of journeys. So if you're interested in a shamanic path, whether it's just curiosity or you're feeling a calling, that is something I offer. And Joe, if you're still interested in that, I would love to do that with you sometime. So, oh good, I'm glad that makes sense. Perfect. All right, Roulette, I'm so glad. She says, today I chose kindness and it was wonderful. Exactly. I just got chills. Thank you for that validation. I actually do know what I'm talking about. All right. So, Joe. All right, Joe. Joe, you got Eagle. Eagle came up reversed. So, Eagle is basically Great Spirit. Eagle is the bird that flies the highest, kind of untouchable. Eagle is what all others aspire to be. He soars above the earth, seeing, oh, thank you, Roulette. Oh, that's so sweet of you. You are a wonderful, perfect shaman, and not ever once should you doubt yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So Joe, in reverse, it's kind of like the ugly duckling. You are an eagle, but you've been raised among pheasants. Instead of ducks and swans, we're going to go with eagles and pheasants. So you've been taught certain things. You've always stuck out. You know, there's always been an awkwardness of not fitting in, not being able to do things that other people do, maybe being better at other things that other people aren't, but you get teased about it. And it's because you were raised among pheasants, and you were taught from an early age that you were a pheasant. You were never told who you truly were. And now it's time to throw away all the things that everyone else has told you and claim your power as the divine being that you are. There's a comic I did. I had a vision one time. Eagle came to me in a vision and basically said, let others be birds of the field. The sky is your home. Let the breath of the mother hold you aloft effortlessly, something like that. I can't even quote myself correctly. But then it's like the way to do that is to open your heart by spreading your wings. When you open your heart and spread your wings, the winds carry you. It's effortless. You don't have to get there of your own energy. When you open your heart, it's like claiming that divinity within you, and you automatically rise to who you're meant to be. It's like the beach ball, right? I think I've talked about the beach ball analogy where, you can try to hold a beach ball down under the water, but the longer you try, the harder it gets to keep it underwater, because the air in the beach ball wants to join the air above the water, because it wants to go home. It naturally floats. It naturally is meant to be above the water. And in many languages, air and spirit are synonymous or the exact same word. And so the spirit within you, when you can open your heart and spread your wings, claim your own power, that's when you just rise to your natural high frequency. It's effortless. It's about casting off all those things that held you below the water, and surrendering into your true self, which, like the air in the beach ball, is the spirit that wants to rise to greet spirit. So the fact that eagle came up, even though it was reversed, means you're right on the brink. It wouldn't have been here to say, oh, you're screwed. Don't even try. It's hopeless. This wouldn't be here unless you were so very close to just flipping that switch. It might be just a thought, a feeling, forgiving yourself for something, forgiving someone else for something. It could be as simple as just a single thought standing between you and that awareness, that awakening of the spirit, the divinity that you are. And then, when you attain that, then you're up over everyone and everything, and like alligator, you see the whole panorama of the earth spread out below you. And again, you get to see how everything is connected. You see how there are no divisions. There's no lines like the maps. Everything is connected. Everything is one. And by doing that, just like in the Tao Te Ching, it talks about without doing anything, everything gets done. By surrendering into who you are, you rise above, and others look at you like, how the hell did he get up there? What does he know that I don't know? And you inspire people by opening your heart. You inspire others to open their hearts. And so by doing nothing but being yourself, you start to heal the world. Okay? You can do this. I know you. You're this close. And it's just a matter of flipping that perspective, and it'd be like, holy crap, why didn't I think of that sooner? Why didn't I do that sooner? I was so close this whole time. So, but you were meant to fly. All right. So, I hope that helps, Joe. You are amazing. And I think it's really about just believing in yourself. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't have to justify yourself. If you only could see how others see you, you would be amazed at how amazing and powerful you are. Really. So, okay. All right, Nancy. Is Nancy still here? Nancy, you are next. Let's see. Speed of lightning, roll mine keeps falling. Hang in there. All right. Nancy. Nope, 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 not yet. All right. Okay. Nancy. Thanks for that. So Nancy, you got Owl, who also came up reverse. And again, reverse is not bad. I forget to say that sometimes. I always say that when I'm doing a personal reading for people, because I don't want people focusing on, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, am I going to go to hell? Or whatever. When card comes up in reverse, it is simply, most usually, it is a card, it is something that is working in the background. It's in reverse because it's like a seed that has been planted that hasn't quite bloomed yet. So Nancy, you've got Owl in reverse. And Owl is similar to Eagle in that she has just as good of eyesight as Eagle does. She's just as good, if not a better hunter than Eagle, but she sees at night. She sees through the dark. And so she in some places, she's known as the bird of deception, because eagles are the only bird who are totally silent in their flight. You can't hear them coming. You know, other birds, I don't know if you could hear that, but you get the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Eagle feathers are softer on the edges, so they don't have the resistance that most bird feathers do. So they are perfectly silent when they fly.
Talking about Owl?
Yes. Talking about Owl. So Owl, number one, she's totally silent. So what that means for you, people probably underestimate you. People are probably intimidated by you because it's like people will say things not realizing that you're there, that you're within earshot. And so you'll find these things out, and all of a sudden, oh crap, where did you come from, kind of thing. You just kind of pop up and surprise people. But what that brings in, again, like what I said with Joe, that you are beholden to no one. You don't need, there is no need for you to justify yourself, to ask permission. Owl sees in the dark. So Owl sees to the heart of the matter. Owl is about justice. And that is why Owl was the totem animal of Athena, the goddess of, well, she was the goddess, the warrior goddess of ancient Greece, the goddess of war, but she was also the goddess of justice, the goddess of republics, because it is she that is credited with giving us our current justice system, as flawed as it might be at the moment. But because she had Owl on her shoulder at all times, She could see through Owl's eyes, to see through the dark, to see through the shadows, to see through whatever subterfuge and illusions and smoke and mirrors people were trying to put up, to see to the very heart of the matter of what is true and what is not true. So this is your superpower, and it's time to claim that. It doesn't mean you have to go around judging people. It doesn't mean you are the judge and, 10 lashes or whatever. But okay. This is your message. Trust your heart. Trust what your heart sees over anything that anyone else tells you. Your heart is your authority. And when you have questions, check in with your heart first. Instead of going to others and asking other people's opinions and what they think you should do, or what they think is going on, because that just scatters you again. Like I said, there's kind of there seems to be this theme running through tonight, and it's about being centered, being in the center of your reality. And so as we move outward and try to change the world around us, or try to figure out the world around us, that's us giving our power away to other things outside. Your power is in here. Your heart is your authority. Your heart is what connects you to Creator, and your heart is what connects you to all living things, all of humanity. So, if you're steering by your heart light, you are automatically acting in harmony with everyone else. Whether they like it or not, whether they're happy with it or not, because you probably have a habit of speaking things, not knowing where they came from, but knowing that they're true, and inadvertently calling people on their crap. And it doesn't mean that you're meaning to rub it in or anything, but it's just that you see what's going on. And maybe in the past, people would deny it, or they would be like, oh, how could you say such a thing, or whatever. And that would cause that doubt within you. But it's time for you to realize that your heart sees true. That you do know what you're seeing. That what you see is truly happening. And that no one can take that wisdom, no one can take that experience from you unless you give them the power to do so. Does that make sense? And on the same chord with the that silence, it's like you're an apex predator. You don't need to ask permission. You see dinner, you fly in and you grab it. Owls in some places are known as winged tigers. They are so fierce. And another thing, they eat everything whole. They just gobble it up. A whole mouse, a whole rabbit, whatever it is. And then they have a special digestive system. This kind of fits with that justice thing as well, because they have a digestive system which sorts out what is nutritious to them and what isn't. And so it will separate them out, and it will digest whatever is helpful to the owl. And whatever isn't, the owl will kind of throw up. It's like the owl pellet, which you can actually purchase on eBay and Etsy and stuff. There's people who sell owl pellets because it's like a treasure hunt. You'll never know what you're going to find in them. You open them up, there might be bones or all kinds of different things. And the owl pillars. But so it's like, don't be afraid to just ingest things whole. Go wholeheartedly, knowing that your system, that your guidance will discern between what is right for you and what's not. And what's not will just fall away. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, Nancy. But it is time, like Jeff Lynn put in, it's time to stand in your power and to know, to validate who you are and what you know. Validate your heart, that what your heart knows is more valid than anything anybody else outside of you can tell you. Okay? Trust your heart. It knows. And don't be afraid to be the warrior like Athena, to stand up for justice, and it's not, being a warrior is not about fighting the enemy. It's about standing in truth, standing in light, knowing what's true and what's false, and standing for the truth. Bringing that, anchoring that truth and that light into the physical world, because no one can stand against you when you do that. All right? All right. So our last one of the evening, Elizabeth, my friend, I miss you. I hope you're doing well after all your adventures. And we had a card jump out. Oh, 2 cards. Ha ha ha! All right. So, Elizabeth, you get 2 cards tonight, because 2 cards jumped out. And again, one is upright, one is reversed. So you got Heron upright and Swan reversed. So, Heron is about stillness, which is really funny because I know you've been gallivanting around all over the place recently. But Heron is about stillness. Heron is one of the best hunters. But he doesn't have to track his prey. He doesn't have to stalk his prey. Everything he needs comes to him because he stands in stillness in the water, and he casts a shadow on the water. And the fish that he eats are drawn to the coolness of his shadow. So it's by standing in stillness that what he needs comes to him. And it's by looking at his reflection, looking into his shadow, into his reflection, that he finds what is nourishing for him. And it's about being that alignment, that bridge between heaven and earth. You know, Heron with his long neck, his head is in the sky, his feet are in the mud, the earth under the water. And so it's that being in alignment, being the bridge, and having everything you need come to you. And that self-reflection, that looking into your reflection, looking at what's coming at you in the world, and like, okay, I like that, so I'm going to continue thinking that way, but I'm not real keen on this other stuff, so I need to tweak how I'm feeling, tweak how I'm thinking, tweak what I'm expecting of the world, and then watch that reflection change as better things come to you. So, and the fact that it was upright shows that even though you've been gallivanting around, that yes, you have been also in having a state of stillness, inner stillness. So Swan in reverse Swan is about surrender. Swan is basically, like I mentioned the ugly duckling story earlier, Swan is the ugly duckling. And it's about surrendering. And I think you have a purpose. You are meant to inspire people. Just like Swan. I mean, I don't know anyone who sees a swan and is like, ew, right? Oh my God, it's a swan. And so you're in the process of surrendering into that divine light that you are, radiating that light outward. And, along with Heron, it's that light frequency, the shift in the light frequency that brings higher and better experiences to you. This is about surrendering into who you already are. You're already high frequency. You're already a divine being of light and love. You are spirit having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience, right? So this is like casting off those last dregs of society, of expectations, whether they're your own or the world's. And it's like taking in stride everything that happens. Like, no matter what happens, knowing that, like one of my favorite affirmations, only good can come of this. Whatever the world throws at you, you realize there's a gift for it, and you're making yourself stronger by them rather than letting them victimize you. Surrendering to the path that unfolds in front of you, realizing that you can never leave that path. You can never fall off of that path. So everything that you encounter, everything that you experience is a step closer to this radiance, this angelic presence, this bird of light, this beautiful bird that inspires so many people in songs and poems and mythologies and stories and everything. So you are meant to be the stuff of legends. Surrender into who you really truly are. It's already there. Like I mentioned with Joe, with Eagle, it's just a matter of shifting thoughts, shifting beliefs about yourself, kind of neutralizing the voice of, like, say, your parents, your teachers, the adults who raised you, who claimed you were just a duck, and coming into the realization of who you are as something greater, something more powerful, something more beautiful, something more incredible, to be a standard by which others aspire. So, be the swan. I hope that makes sense. I really do. I see that in you. I mean, you are one of the most self-reflective people I know. And perhaps it's time to okay, I know it. I just shuffled Swan back into the deck so I don't, oh, there she is. So, I hope you can get this, Elizabeth, along with the self-reflection, the mental, you know, I know you journal, I know you think a lot, you're one of the deepest thinkers I know. But you can't think yourself into enlightenment. You have to feel your way. So I think maybe this is about dropping out of the head and into the heart more. Not that you don't already do that, but there might be a depth of feeling because you can know who you are intellectually without knowing it emotionally. And I think that's your next big step. Not just changing your thoughts, but releasing your thoughts and feeling into it deeper. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's helpful. And if it's not, we can talk. Hopefully I get to see you soon. But, yeah, I think it's a matter of bringing more into balance the head and the heart and giving more credence to the heart rather than what the head says. Does that make sense? So, anyway, I love you and I miss you, Elizabeth. I can't wait to see you again. And everybody else, thank you for joining me. If you came in late, the first cards I chose that I pulled that were for everybody, whether you had a personal reading or not. Okay, they're hiding. And those two cards were Bear and Lizard. Bear was upright, Lizard was reversed. And they're hiding. There's Lizard. They're hiding. Bear is hiding. And so what that is Bear is about going into the darkness of the cave for rebirth. It's going into the dark of the womb of the mother, where all possible realities exist. But because we have been conditioned to expect the worst case scenarios, we tend to be in fear, in doubt, and confusion when we find ourselves in darkness. So Lizard comes along to remind us that darkness is time to dream. You are a co-creator with Great Spirit. And no one can change who you are and what you came here to do. So it's about utilizing that darkness to daydream, to dream, to visualize, to create our highest and bestest futures, okay? You have the power within you to create. And to become who you came here into this life to become, because like my teacher, Sandra Ingerman, says, it's not what you do, but who you become that changes the world. So become your best possible, authentic, pure self. That is always the answer. Love, because that's who you are. Okay? So this has been a really, really long night. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for those who stayed with me the whole way through. And know that I am here to support you. My job as a shaman is to support my community who supports me. And so I am available to do personal readings. And when you get a personal reading, you get 5 cards or more, depending on how much time we have, etc. But, feel free to visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. Thank you, you guys. Thank you for the compliments. Oh, thank you, you guys. Appreciate it. I love you guys. So feel free to, you can, right on my website, you can schedule an appointment with me. It can be live if you're local or Zoom if you're not. And I do readings like this. I do healings. I do mentoring, like I mentioned earlier, teaching. I've got some classes I'm hoping to get on the schedule soon. So there'll be more shamanic classes coming up. But you can visit my website and see a little bit of what's all there, what I do. You can check out links to my comics, my graphic novels, my blogs, all kinds of stuff. And because this is my day job, I appreciate any donations that you're willing to give. If this was meaningful for you, if you feel so inspired to, if you feel like sending some financial support my way, I am so grateful for that. My PayPal is in the description of this video, along with links to my website, as well as a couple of my blogs, my comics and stuff. Anything else? And so, other than that, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always such a pleasure. I love this so much. I enjoy this. I get so much out of this myself. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being willing to hear what I have to say. And I hope to see you next week. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Pacific time. I also do a live video where I do a sacred pipe ceremony to hold space for others to connect directly to Great Spirit, to Creator, Goddess, God, whatever you want to call, Source Energy. So join me that night as well. No, not Wednesday night, I'm sorry. I'm so used to, for a couple of years it's been Wednesday nights. We just shifted it to Tuesdays. So tomorrow night, if you're around tomorrow night, I will be doing a sacred pipe journey ceremony from 7 to 8. So join me there, same place on my Facebook page. And I will share this to my Facebook page, this video, and I will also upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, and that is also a way of supporting me, and I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. A wonderful week until I see you again. Until then, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everyone. I will see you soon. Go shining. Bye.